She sounds so nice. She doesn't sound like, if you hear, just listen to her voice, she doesn't sound like a tall, lanky woman. See, my voice is kind of deep, or at least I've been told my voice is deep, and especially when I'm sick, it sounds deep. So I feel like I would have been the perfect tall woman. I'd have been like, hold on, I gotta make my voice deep. Puny little boy, bow to mama. Oh God, I would have been so good. I would have been so cool. Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope you're safe from the storm. This is Famelicus. I hope I'm saying it right. There is a warning in this game, so I'm going to go ahead and pop it right there so y'all can see it. Poop. There you go. And there's a lot of warnings in this game, so if you cannot handle any of that stuff, I understand. Please do not force yourself to watch this. And yeah, let's get started. I hope you're having a good day. Oh God, that's loud. The loud blare of my alarm clock jolted me awake. Groaning, oh God, I was gonna say gnawing, Jesus. Groaning, I rolled over in my bed and shut the noise off. As I did, I feel the wet substance soaked into my fabric hit my cheek. My eyes snapped open. I sat up, trying to locate the source.
What the?
Oh, by the way, there's voice acting in this game, so give the creator, give the voice actors some love, show them some love, and if you plan on downloading this game, by all means, go ahead. By all means, go ahead and do it. I'll put all the information down below so you can play it yourself. And also, I'm always off on something. I'm sick, so forgive me. Also, don't forget to give it a 5-star rating, or give it a rating in general of how you feel, so they can know where they need to improve and all that good stuff. Small patch of blood, no bigger than a quarter, had pooled into my pillow. Jeez, I can't read today. Confused, I checked my face. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. Confused, I checked my face for open wounds or injuries. A nosebleed in my sleep, maybe? Nothing. Apart from a dull, aching pain in my mouth, nothing pointed towards a lesion of anything. So, you saw a little patch of blood on your clothes, I guess, or some on your pillow, and you checked your nose to make sure you didn't have a nosebleed, but your mouth is hurting. Is it possible that you knocked a tooth out? By the way, I have no idea what this game is about. It just sounds like he might have knocked his tooth out. So forgive me. And there is blood in here. I always did have the tendency to overbrush. I made a note to myself to book the dentist appointment soon. Make sure to check for any gum issues. My tongue swiped over my teeth, trying to feel for anything that stuck out. Nothing. Again. Another clamor of my alarm snapped me out of my thoughts. It's time for work. I'd have to put a little issue on the back of the burner for now. Oh man, don't do that. You guys, I get it. You don't want to lose your jobs, and some people can't afford to lose their jobs. But don't put your issues, your health issues on the back burner. If you can take care of it, take care of it. I don't care what it is. Like, oh, I got a little ache in my toe. No, I'll worry about it later. And then poof, it was cancer. See? You see how the world, that's a little extreme. But still, and I'm sorry that my voice sounds weird. I am sick, so forgive me. But yeah, don't ever put your health issues on the back burner. Try to take care of them if you can afford to, especially if you live in the US. A little blood shouldn't be anything to worry about. I shut off the beeping and sluggishly crawl out of bed. My neck hurts a little. I always slept in the weirdest positions. I grab a hold of my neck and pull it slightly to the left. As it let out a rippling crack. I skipped a couple of words. My spine shivered as some of the built-up tension was released. I had that same issue last night. Don't feel bad. I did have a rough night asleep. It made sense. Going to bed at 2 a.m. isn't going to do good things to my body. I'm not 16 anymore. The mornings was off to a bad start. As I lethargically made my way over to the bathroom, I felt a thumping headache reach my temples. Great. Another thing to add to the list. My stomach gnawed at me, begging for food, but I was already running late for work. I just have to eat when I got there. I quickly grabbed a mango toothbrush and began attacking my teeth. Even a 5-second brush was better than nothing. My mouth hurts with every swipe of the toothbrush, so it must have been some inflammation. Nothing I could keep my attention on longer than a few moments, though. I rushed out of the house as fast as I could. My uniform wasn't buttoned correctly, but I could fix it on the way. Okay, so it repeated itself. I rushed out of the house as fast as I could. My uniform wasn't buttoned correctly, but I could fix that on the way. The sun was glaring bright as I hurried to work. I always hated summer. July was the worst. It's always too hot out here. Let me tell y'all how God played a joke on me. I hate summer. I hate the heat. The heat actually sometimes triggers my panic attacks because I have anxiety disorder. So it's sometimes like I'll be outside and I'll feel fine and I'll just be like, oh, it's just a little hot today, isn't it? And then next thing I know, vision's fading. I'm over here gasping for air. Panic attack, I can't breathe. I'm like, oh my God, or chest pain or something. You would think that you're having a heart attack the way I'd be acting, or you think I'd be having a heart attack, excuse me. But yeah, it's like, it's miserable. And guess what month I was born in? July. Yeah, I was born in freaking July. I was like, I should have been a winter baby. Why do I hate summer so much? I was born in summer. I was born in the heat. I was molded in the heat. Now why the heck am I like just I hate it here. I just had to pray that I didn't sweat through my uniform. I pushed open the doors to the restaurant and let out a sigh as the doors slammed behind me.
I know. I'm sorry I'm late.
Again?
Oh, sous chef. They don't have names, or and you know what? They don't need names. They're just. I mean, some people look at work as just employees. If they're family, then you should know their names. My head chef turned her head to see me. For a split second, I could have sworn I saw a look of panic across her face. The feeling was gone as quickly as it came, and she was back to her normal demeanor.
You know, I'm gonna have to write you up if this keeps happening.
It was a small Italian restaurant with an even smaller kitchen. It was usually just the three of us here. Me, the head chef, and our sous. Technically, I was the chef de partie. But that was always sounded so pretentious. My head chef was tall, lanky even. She was slender and would nearly always hit her head on the pot rack above the stove. Me and the sous would always tell her to watch her step. Must be nice. I've always wanted to be a tall girl. Unfortunately, I got the Lord. I have to say God, the God, Jesus. I cannot talk today. The Lord is full of surprises because guess what He did? He made my mom 6'2" and my dad 6'5" and me 5'6". Like He was like, let me switch it up on her. I wanted to be such a tally girl. I wanted to be the girl that tower over people and be like bowed and human. Oh God. And I turned out 5'6". I was grown. I was like, yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming. I want to get up there. And then God was like, that's enough. Like, what? Huh? Are you serious? Let me stop. I'm just silly today and loopy because I've been taking cold medicines all day, so forgive me. Where was I at? Me and the sous would always tell her to watch. Okay, we already read that part. Sorry. We were sort of like a small family. I guess it gets like that when you've been working in one place for so long. My thoughts trailed off and I started thinking of a time I didn't quite remember. It was a dark night at a restaurant, but other than that, things sort of went a bit blurry. Must have been a busy night, excuse me. Let me make sure this is turned up like right. Okay, it's turned up right. Because last time I was playing a game, it was not turned up at all, and you could not hear the voices, and I cried. Nothing really rang the bell to me. It couldn't have been important. Get off my back, haha, good one.
Ha ha ha, good one. Oh, I'm so scared. Name one time you've ever actually disciplined us.
Well, don't make this the first.
She sounds so nice. She doesn't sound like, if you hear, just listen to her voice, she doesn't sound like a tall, lanky woman. See, my voice is kind of deep, or at least I've been told my voice is deep, and especially when I'm sick, it sounds deep. So I feel like I would have been the perfect tall woman. I'd have been like, hold on, I gotta make my voice deep. Puny little boy, bow to mama. Oh God, I would have been so good. I would have been so cool. A low grumbling in my stomach reminded me that I had skipped grabbing food that morning.
Hey, I didn't get to eat breakfast. Do we have any extra of something I can snag?
Yeah, there's some, garlic bread on the side. I made an extra portion by accident. You can take it. It'll just go to waste otherwise.
Anything is fine. Seriously, I'm starving.
Maybe, yeah, you definitely should eat, because being at work and being hungry is never good. Sorry if y'all hear me moving around. Had to back up for a second. Yeah, being at work and moving and not eating is never good. You have to eat something. The head chef slid a few slices over to me. I scarfed them down quickly, but it didn't seem to satiate my hunger. My stomach felt like a bottomless pit. Sorry, I had to sneeze. As I finished eating, I felt my stomach begin to turn and twist. My eyes rolled back as I began to gag. Clutching my stomach, I collapsed into my hands and knees. Oh God, I was going to throw up. All the smells around me seemed to get stronger. Onion, garlic, batter. It just fueled the sickness more and more and more and more.
Holy shit, dude, are you okay?
I groaned in pain and hauled myself over to the bathroom. Their cries softened as I closed the door. Crawling over to the toilet bowl, I felt terrible. I began to vomit. If my insides were coming out of me. As if my insides were coming out of me. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I messed up. Every time I tried to catch my breath, I just coughed out more out. My throat burned from the... Oh God, I'm gonna throw up. My stomach is weak. I can't handle this. My throat began to burn as the bile... from the bile as I sobbed into the toilet bowl. Once my body had its fill, the nausea finally subsided, leaving my shaking, starving body in its wake. I stood to my feet and I crouched over the sink. Must be getting some kind of bad virus. Sir, go to the hospital, please. Go to the hospital. You're dying. I would have thought I was dying. Oh no. I get really bad. Look, TMI, sorry. But around that time of the month, I get really bad cramps. When those cramps hit my stomach, I get to feeling like I'm gonna throw up. And my God, it is just the most unbearable thing. I can't handle throw up. Even just talking about it's got my mouth watering like I'm gonna throw up. Let me swallow. Oh my God. But yeah, I just can't. I can't handle it. And the fact that he's just like, oh, it's just a bad bug. Oh, I'm good. And I hope he doesn't go back to work. I hope he goes home if he thinks it's a virus, because that's bad to work if you're sick. I walked out of the bathroom to see both the chefs covering their nose and mouth. Oh God, the smell. Oh God.
You're clearly going to need it.
Oh God. I don't even want to think of the smell.
Take it easy.
I left work and felt an intense stinging feeling on my neck. I grabbed my neck and scratched myself by accident, letting out a wince of pain. I called my dentist and I was waiting on hold for what felt like forever. As I slowed the pace of anticipation in the call, I noticed the sun and how it was burning my skin. Sweat rippled under my chef coat, pulling up in my arms and neck. I don't know why they didn't take you home. Like one person could just stay there and they just let them know, like, hey, we're gonna be running a little slow. One of our people isn't feeling too good, and the other one took him home. It's only 3 of us here. Like, I would have, yeah, like, if y'all a family, take your family home so he's not walking home like this. I ripped my chef jacket open as I felt sweat dripping from my forehead. I felt woozy, hunger still gnawing at me. But my experience from a few minutes ago made the thought of eating far less appetizing. I must have caught a stupid stomach bug from someone, but who, excuse me. I ran through all the people that I have been in contact with recently. Neither of my coworkers were sick, and they really are the only people I see regularly. The more I thought about it, the stupid stomach bug, the angrier I got at whoever has given it to me. I would have missed out on 2 days of work because some idiot decided not to stay at home. I could have stopped feeling like I was going to pass out. Every step I felt warmer and warmer, my temperature rising with every passing second, the sweat accumulating across my skin, becoming thicker with every drop, I hadn't been long since I left the restaurant, mere minutes. Why did I feel so much worse already? I took a deep breath and cleared my thoughts. I went out drinking with my colleagues and the other night. Sorry, I had to cough. Went out drinking with my colleagues the other night. If this was a hangover, it really was one of the worst I've ever had. Maybe I caught some bug at the bar. I still felt ravenous. Oh God, though. It was like I haven't eaten for days. Oh my God. My wheels are working right now, and I think I'm starting to get what's happening. I think I might be wrong. But I think he's turning into something. I don't know. I don't want to go too deep because I really don't know nothing about this game. I try not to read about the game as much as possible. The only thing I try to read is like trigger warnings so I can warn you guys what's in this game, and that's about it. But it sounds like he's turning into something, and it's scary. They keep throwing out that bug word. So my mind is like, oh, he's turning into some weird bug, but but it could be anything else. Even the thought of food made my stomach cramp. The hunger was beginning to turn insatiable. I almost fell to the floor, Each wave of pain hitting me worse than the last. This was beginning to turn into something I've never felt. I scrambled to get my keys in the front door. I was about to throw up in the bushes if I couldn't get inside. Oh no. I pushed open the door and darted to the bathroom. The feeling from earlier returned, the nauseating weakness, the gagging, and most of all, the slow crawl of vomit coming up my throat. I hurled into the toilet. Panting and exhausted, I washed my face once more and made my way into the living room. I maneuvered my body over to the couch and laid down, turning on the TV to drown out my thoughts. I was just going to take a quick 5 minutes to lay down, but my body had other plans. 1 minute I'm watching old returns of That 70s Show. The next, I'm waking up to crickets and moonlight trickling into the window. Sitting up, the itching from earlier returned. It spread past my neck, moving to the top of my head, all the way down my feet. Oh my God. What did you get bit by? So I can know to stay away from it. That is so scary. My skin was on fire. I started to scratch and scratch and scratch until the only thing I wanted was to rip my skin off. I clawed and scraped at my skin for what felt like forever. Blood dripping down from my neck, smearing all over my head and couch. I opened my eyes to notice the sheer volume of blood splattered all over my person. The uniform was completely ruined. As was the fabric on my couch. Shite. This was getting out of control. I need to get to a hospital. My neck was still it was in unbearable pain, which then traveled to my canines. Your mouth? I ran my tongue across my teeth again, just in case anything new appeared. What kind of toothache do you have, sir? What did you eat? He must have chipped a tooth. Tooth hurting so bad, it's got his neck hurting, his skin bubbling, him vomiting. Yeah, oh yeah, you got a bad toothache, buddy. Where's I ran my tongue across my teeth again, just in case anything new had appeared in the hours since I last checked. Nothing out of the ordinary, other than my teeth felt a little sharper than usual. Maybe it would subside soon. He's turning into a vampire? I think that's what it is. With the itching gone and the vomit over, food was back on the table. I was still starving. Even if I ate a horse and all of its bones, I still didn't think I would be full, I went straight to the kitchen to see if there was anything easy I could throw together. I looked for a minute or so, but ultimately I thought of cooking anything made my stomach turn. Nothing that didn't make my stomach turn anyways. I checked the time, just a little past 2 a.m. I could just run into the 24-hour convenience store down the block. I grabbed my keys and slammed the door behind me as I began to walk. My legs felt heavy, the street lamps flickering above my head as I made my way down the street. The moonlight above me felt warm and serene. He might be a vampire. I've always liked the nighttime more. As I slowly, oh God, someone's whispering. I slowly made my way down the street. My mind grazed through the mundane thoughts. My mind began to trail off as it had done earlier, the different images flashing into my mind. Events from that unexplained night at the restaurant. A busy night, it seemed. Me and my head chef working alone. No sous chefs in sight, Loud music blared from the dining room. The pots clinkering on the stove. The stove slapped me open and shut. The stove top being turned up and left unattended. I left it unattended? I was being yelled at. Then the rest was fuzzy. I still couldn't quite piece together the night and why it was so important. So maybe he got drunk, ran into a little vampire, and then got bit. Like, he was probably getting yelled at because he was probably stumbling all over the restaurant drunk, and they were like, you need to go home, you need to get yourself sober, because their family. Your family would look out for you. If you get too drunk, they're going to be like, hey yo, you've had enough, go ahead and stop drinking. Take your butt home. So if anything, I feel like that's what happened, that he got too drunk. They probably told him to take his butt home, and yet again they let him walk home by himself, and he got bit. Wow. Before I could continue spending any more time on it, I noticed the bright neon lights from the convenience store ahead of me. I torpidly, walked towards the automatic doors, standing there for a second. These ones had always been a bit slow. Stood there. I noticed something weird. I couldn't quite notice my reflection. The doors didn't show me standing there. It's glass. My reflection should be there. It should be as clear as day. I'm pretty sick. Maybe I just got too pale to be spot. Yeah. Maybe I'm just so sick. I'm not even showing up in any glass now. That's a good one. After what felt like forever, the doors finally opened, and I hobbled inside and tried to forget the events that followed me. Ignoring the pain was one thing, but ignoring missing my own reflection was another. It's not like I couldn't have one. That's impossible. Yeah, he got bit by You got bit by a vampire. Are your doors broken? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Oh,
Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
She's pretty. Look at her. Oh, ma'am, get out of there with him. There's something wrong with him. Yeah, thanks.
Do you know which aisle has quick food, like snacks or small meals or something?
Yeah, try aisle 4. There's snack food and some sandwiches there, I think. Well, if not, there's some instant noodles.
Okay, thanks.
Are you alright, sir? You don't look so good. There's medicine in aisle 6 if you need it.
Yeah, maybe I'll pick some up. Thanks.
No problem. If you need any more help, just come back here and I'll do my best to help.
And she's so nice, ma'am. Get away from him. What is Benadryl gonna do anyway? Take the slight edge off? No thanks. It was easier to be to be pleasant. To just go along with it. The conversation would end sooner that way. The harsh white lights burned into my retinas the further I walked, each aisle brighter than the last. To make matters worse, the store didn't have the easiest layout. Turning down every aisle, she said aisle 6. I'm sure they have them labeled, sir. Don't get mad at them because you're feeling good and you might be a vampire. Turning down every aisle, trying to find the one that had food, something, anything.
God, how can you find anything here?
Sorry, did you say something? I can't quite hear you.
Nothing, don't worry about it.
As soon as the words came out of my mouth, I fell to the floor, each flickering of the light worse than the last, more painful than the last. The room began spinning as my knees hit the floor, the room manipulating itself into a normal shopping aisle, normal shopping aisle to this all-consuming box of unbearability. The flickering and flashing of the lights, the dull buzzing followed it. I laid on the floor for a moment, but eventually dusted myself off. Maybe I was dizzy and unstable because I hadn't eaten all day. That made sense. It did make sense, but it was becoming less and less believable to me. All these excuses I fed myself seemed to be unraveling in my mind, each one weaker than the last. At least until I finished my meal, I could convince myself I just needed to eat. After wandering the aisles for a while, eventually I stumbled down the aisle 4, God, sandwiches, instant noodles. It all sounded so nauseating. I kept telling myself to just pick something. The sooner I ate, the sooner this nightmare would be over. A pot of instant noodles, I guess. They say soup help when you're feeling sick, and that's closest thing to soup you're gonna find unless you find some Campbell's in there. A pot of noodles seemed alright. I had picked up most appetizing flavor I could find that also wouldn't make my stomach any more upset, though plain and salty didn't exactly take my fancy. So chicken it is. Soup is supposed to help when you're sick, right? Yeah. This was close enough. The pot was already half open. Ew, put it back. Do not eat open food, and you never know what somebody did, especially after that licking ice cream incident that was going on. I was so mad. You guys know I love my ice cream. So all that licking ice cream stuff that was happening had me mad. Oh, I was so mad. But yeah, you never know what somebody did to it, so just go ahead and if anything is open, if you get something out of the store and it's open, put it back. Matter of fact, don't even put it back. Take it to the front and be like, hey ma'am, this was open in the aisle. I should let y'all know so nobody else can get it. You know, look out for your fellow man. Pot was already half open, so I didn't really have high hopes for a great meal. I spotted a rack of sunglasses next to the cash register and grabbed a pair. Those would probably be a good pick so for the next few days if this hangover continued for that long. No, sir. It is not a hangover. You are turning into a vampire or a bug, one or the other. Well, no, a lot of bugs are attracted to light. So you're turning into a vampire, buddy. I tried to push the lid down so I wouldn't have noticed if anything had been put in there by another friendly customer, but it was pretty stubborn. Stubborn on staying half open, excuse me. I wouldn't have picked another pot, but most of them had been ripped to shreds. What kind of convenience store is this? Usually when products is damaged, they take it off the shelves. This was somewhat the only one sort of intact. The cashier raised her eyebrows and put it down on the counter. As I put it down on the counter, that didn't really fill me with confidence. As I placed the item on the counter, I pointed towards my new accessories.
These two, please.
Will that be all for today?
Yeah, that's everything.
Oh, wait. Aren't you Adam? You work at a midnight snack, right? On Spike Avenue. I think I've seen you around there before.
Oh, she got a little crush on him.
Huh? Oh, yeah, that's me. Have we met before?
Oh no, we've never met personally. My older sibling is the head chef there. I've popped into the restaurant a few times and spotted you before. That's all. Well, anyways, here's your bag. That'll be $8.50, please.
$8.50 for a little bitty pot of noodles? Excuse me, you guys. I grabbed the bag from the cashier and stood in place for a moment or so. My stomach growled and it hit. I'm gonna sneeze, I'm sorry. My stomach growled and it hit with a wave of thoughts about this cashier and my teeth. With my mind elsewhere, I'd forgotten where I was for a moment.
Is everything okay? Pretty shitty weather we're having recently, right?
Everything is just fine.
My mind won't stop racing. This person has to be the most delicious meal I've thought of all day. My mind went straight to blood. Their blood. Then, piece by piece, I remember what happened the other night. I was laying on the floor, blood surrounding me, and my head chef stood over my body. I reached out to feel my neck. Bites.
Oh god, shit. I'm so sorry, Adam.
What the hell did you just do? Did you just bite me, you fucking parasite?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't know what came over me, okay? I just had to.
You didn't have to do anything. What's wrong with you? Fuck off. I quit.
Seriously? After one little bite? You're wimping out and quitting on me? I can't run this place without you, you know.
Are you serious right now? One little bite? Get over yourself. I'm quitting because my head chef is a complete maniac.
Adam, I'm really sorry. I can't let you do that. Just stand still. It'll be over soon. We can laugh about this later. I promise.
I remember smacking her away from me, grabbing the chef coat, pushing her off of me. Then the world went black. The memory faded as soon as I finally understood. Excuse me. I was snapping back into reality at the sound of the cash register's voice.
Adam? Hello? Earth to Adam. You forgot your stuff.
I wanted to reply. I wanted to say something, but the only thoughts I had was sinking my teeth deep into their skin, cutting into their neck, and drinking all their blood until there wasn't a drop to spare. I couldn't help myself. I need to satisfy this. I moved closer to the counter. I hopped the counter.
Oh, what are you doing? You're not allowed back here. Hey, no! Someone, anyone, help!
Oh, someone help me. That's how she sounds. She sounds so nonchalant.
Young adult,
Oh,
mid-20s,
no.
I'd say. Clearly. Young adult, mid-20s, I'd say. Clearly been bitten, but only on the neck. Some sort of vampire copycat?
Yeah, but if they've been bitten, where's all their blood?
Ooh, that was creepy. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I did. I enjoyed the suspense, the intense, like, oh, what's happening? Is he turning into a bug and all that other stuff? It was really nice. It was short, but it was nice. I hope you make a part 2 to this because it was really good. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you guys for chilling and relaxing. I do apologize that I sound weird. My anxiety is very high. And not only is my anxiety high, I keep having power outages and stuff, so forgive me if I'm not having such a great day. But thank you guys so much. I hope you guys stay safe from the storm, and peace and love.